Wendy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to create an entire acting resume from scratch so that way you can submit for film, TV, and commercials, even if you have no experience. In this video, I will go over with you everything that you need to know to create your acting resume, which is your essential calling card for submitting and booking auditions in the Hollywood industry. So much of your acting career is founded on getting in the door. And to get in the door, you need to have that perfect acting resume. So the casting directors will keep your information, seriously consider you for the part, and call you into audition. If your resume is formatted incorrectly, it's going in the trash because casting directors will see that kind of resume as being unprofessional and they'll immediately assume that you are unprofessional too. But don't worry, I have your back. I have been working in my local acting film industry for years. I've had my resume reviewed by top LA managers and acting coaches, and I use the steps that I will be giving you in this video to book numerous jobs, get my agent, and grow my acting portfolio. After watching this video, you will know all the tools that are needed to create your actor's resume. But before I get started, a brief disclaimer. I'm making this video assuming that you have little to none experience. You may have 1 or 2 projects ready to put on your resume or nothing at all. This is totally okay. I just want to make sure that you guys know who this video is for, because as your resume becomes more full, you'll kind of need to do different things to adjust your resume for different kinds of markets, different kinds of acting jobs, and to make sure that you have it all formatted correctly. So this is not for the person who's done like 30 different kinds of theater and film. There's different things that you'll need to do with that. This is for people who are kind of brand new to the acting industry. If you guys would like a video about like those more advanced, nuanced tips, let me know in the comments below. I'm totally down in doing a video covering some more of those like little trickier aspects of creating a resume. But for the most part, you guys will not have to worry about that. One more thing, be sure to click that big red button with all the little white letters and like ring the bell next to it so that way you can be subscribed for my videos, because I will be uploading consistently with videos like this one and videos about my acting journey, teaching you guys how to start your own acting career, and because I want you guys to join in the community and make friends with other people who have big dreams and who want to get started in Hollywood just like you. And remember that no matter who you are or where you came from, your potential and your future is limitless. I love you and you can do it. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get started. Step 1. Knowing why you need a resume. I just want to make sure that the people who watch my videos understand the business part of acting as well as the show part of acting, because it's 2 things. It's show and it's business. A lot of people just start in this acting industry, don't really know what they're doing, throwing things together, trying to figure it out, and it just doesn't work. You have to know what you're doing. Your resume is your calling card. When you find an audition, 9 out of 10 times they're going to ask for 2 things. They're going to ask for your resume and they're going to ask for your headshot. A headshot is an 8x10 picture of you, and there's so many specifics with that, so I'm not going to even get into it right now. Just know a headshot is like a picture of yourself. If you would like some more information about headshots, just like click the poll, tell me what you think. Your resume is a specifically formatted list with your name, your contact information, your list of experience in the acting industry, your training, and your special skills. Casting directors ask for your resume so that way they can see your information, but also so that way they can see what kind of experience you have had in the acting industry. The roles that you have gotten in the past tell them more about your qualifications for the future. If you've played a lot of supporting roles, you've kind of gotten a feel for that and you might be ready for a lead part. Whereas if your resume is more like really small parts, there may be something that's going on with your actual acting skill that shows a casting director that maybe not, you might not be ready to handle a big part. That's why as your resume gets more full, it's easier for you to book more jobs because they know that you've been working consistently before. However, if a casting director looks at your resume and the columns are switched around, your information's not on it, your special skills is a bunch of random crap, or you're lying on your resume, anything like that is a big giant red flag for a casting director. It lets them know that you're unprofessional, you don't know what you're talking about, you're new to the industry, you're not going to be ready to take on a professional role like the product that they're trying to cast, and you're basically ready to go from the maybe pile to the never ever pile. This is why it is so important to do it right. And this is time for another disclaimer. I'm going to be giving you in this video so many helpful tips about how to correctly format your resume, taken from experts and industry professionals with a long career. That being said, industry experts disagree on minute details all the time, absolutely all the time. And all the articles that I went through, all the books that I've read through, one industry expert will say one thing and the next industry expert will say another thing, and they'll be completely opposing. In this video, sometimes I'll mention the different kinds of advice that they give, and I'll let you kind of pick and choose depending on your gut, depending on what feels right for you. For example, my mentor has always been Wendy Elaine. I watch her videos, I trust her. She is #1, so that's normally who I go along with. But just to let you know, sometimes something I say here might not not be what you find on another website, and that's okay. These are just different experts who disagree on different things. Okay, step 2. So here is for the actual creation of your resume, and for this I brought out my own resume. I'm not going to let you see all of it because I have my contact information on there, but I do want you guys to see like the general layout so you guys get a general idea of what's going on. I also have professional industry resumes listed down below, so you guys definitely need to go check out the description box. While you're down there, hit the little subscribe button. Also check out those things because they're so helpful. There's like acting templates and there's like professional actors resumes that you can look at and you can see, so you can like basically copy like word for word like what they're doing. Just check that out. It's gonna be so helpful for you. I did all the research. I got you. So when you create your resume, the top part of your resume is always dedicated to your contact information. At the top of your resume, you're going to have your name. I don't know if you can see that in big bold letters, or maybe not bold, but it just needs to be big. It's your name. It's important. Let them know who you are. Under your name, you will list your union status in the smaller letters. It's not going to be bold, but you are going to list it under your name. For those of you who don't know, your union status is a labor union that represents actors. This would be like SAG-AFTRA or Actors Equity Association. Because it's videos for people who have like little to no experience, and you're probably not going to be in a union unless you've had, you know, a good amount of experience. I'm not even in a union. You're probably just going to put non-union, NON-union, and that is what you're going to put under your name, letting them know that you do not have a union association. Next, under your union, you're going to have in like little columns, I don't think you can see it here, but in little columns you're going to have your contact information. Now notice, if you have an agency, your agent might dictate what exact information they want you to put on there. For example, my agency does. She has me list some of my stats, like my dark hair, my eyes, my size, and then she also has me list my casting networks, my actors access, and she has me list her phone number. For those of you who don't have an agent, you most definitely want to list your email and your phone number. Those are the most important piece of information that needs to be on your resume. Now, again, there's conflicting advice. Some websites say don't list your height, your weight, your age. Some of them say do. All of them agree that you definitely need to have your phone number and your email. Some of them say you also need to have your website on there. That's kind of up to you. You can also follow the acting templates that I've listed below, see what they do, figure out what works for you. You definitely don't need your height, your weight, like your birthday. Like that's kind of more personal information, and it could put you out of the running for a job. So just be very careful when you're like starting to list things like that. And most of all, most importantly, do not list your home address. For like a year or so when I was beginning acting, I would always put my address on my resume. I don't know why. Every single website, every single book I read said do not list your address, your home address. But for some reason I was like, oh, just why not? No, it's creepy, it's weird. Someone can get a hold of your resume, they'll know where you live. You don't want to do that ever. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never had a casting director need my address for anything. Like never. The people don't send letters anymore. People don't use addresses anymore. Do not put it on there, especially if you're young. You don't want stalkers. Step 3, you are going to create your categories. So when you have a resume, you're gonna have different kinds of categories with the different kinds of acting experience and the different kinds of acting training and your special skills. This is all going to be in headers for the different categories under your resume. You're going to be listing your categories in order of your primary market. So for you guys who are pursuing theater, you're gonna have your theater credits at the top. So your casting director who's casting you for a theater project is gonna be like, oh, here's your theater experience. And then under that, you might have your special skills. If you have room, you might put your film on there. But I'm assuming that you guys are gonna be auditioning for like film, TV shows. In that case, you're gonna go in the order such as appears on the screen. You're gonna have film at the top, then you're going to have television, then you're going to have commercials, then you're going to have internet/new media. Internet/new media is like a YouTube project. Then you're gonna have a place for training, and skills is always at the bottom. It can be skills, special skills, that is going to be at the bottom of your resume. The heading of the categories is going to be placed in bold lettering, and then the actual experience in each of these categories is going to be placed in plain lettering underneath it. I don't know if you can see it on my resume because my resume is kind of, the exposure is a little bit whack because I'm dark skinned. This is obviously very light skinned, so the camera is having a hard time here focusing on what's actually on my resume. But in the example, that's what it should look like. Now, if you don't have experience in a certain area, don't list it at all. So for example, when I was starting off in the film industry, I had no film credits at all. I'd done some theater, but I'd had like a 1 television credit, and that was absolutely it. Like I hadn't done anything else. So when it comes to that film category, I didn't have the header, I didn't have any credits listed. I just took it right off and I went straight to television at the top, and then I put my theater experience at the bottom. So when you don't have experience in a certain category, don't put any of it on your resume. After you're done creating your categories, you're going to make 3 columns under each category. The one that you put on the left is going to be called left justified. I don't know what that means, but that's what all the website says. It says it's got to be left justified. In the examples, you'll see what it looks like. So generally, when you make these columns, when you're looking at the piece of paper, so I'm describing it as if you're looking at it, very left column is going to be for the name of the project. So if you were in Beauty and the Beast, the project is Beauty and the Beast. The Beauty and the Beast is going to be on the left. The middle column is going to be for the character's name. So if you were in the X-Men and you were, I wish I knew more of their names. You were Jennifer Lawrence's character, you would put lead. You're not going to put her name, you're going to put lead. For the very right column, and again, there's more specifics about this. Basically, you're just going to put the project director, the producers, the company. That kind of information goes on the very, very right of your resume. So remember, there's 3 columns. The left, this is my left, is going to be the name of the project. The middle is going to be the name of the character. The right is going to be the name of the company, the producers, the directors, etc., etc. Now it is time for the fun part. It's time for you to start listing your credits under your categories. So when you start figuring out what goes under each heading, you're under film, you're going to put in any film, short film, feature film. That's all going to go under one thing called film. Commercials, any commercials that you've done are going to go under there. There's a little bit of disagreement about whether or not you should list your commercials on your resume. If you book a lot of commercials, you definitely shouldn't. There is a B, oh my God. Just know that. And then you have training, and then you have your special skills. I'm gonna talk about how to list your credits now. So for your film category, on the very, very left, remember we said that the left was for the name of the project. So when you're doing a film, you're gonna put the name of the film on the very, very left. Then in the middle column, you're gonna put the type of role that you did in the film. Now this is very, very important. You can't put the name of the character that you did when it comes to film because no one's gonna have any idea. But there's so many films that are being made, so many indie short films, all this stuff that people haven't seen. So if you say, hey, I was Glinda in whatever, like no one's gonna know who that character is, that means nothing to the casting director. So what you need to do instead is put the kind of role that you were playing. So if you were a character who's central to the film, if the film's plot and the film couldn't have happened without your character, you're going to put lead. Now, if your character had no lines, if you were just a featured extra, or you were just an extra, or you were just someone in the background, this does not go on your resume. And I know so many actors want to do this. There's so many actors want to put this on their resume. So many actors ask about it. Do not do it. Every single website that you research will tell you do not list it. And sometimes like I wanted to list my extra roles because I was like, well, I did something. It's not acting experience. It's film experience and it's set experience, but it's not acting experience because you're not auditioned for a part and you did not have any lines to say. So if you didn't, I'm sorry, leave it off your resume. Casting directors hate it. They'll know you're an amateur the second you do that because when you're not an amateur, you don't even need extra roles to be on your resume because you know you've already done some work. So just don't put it on there. Now, if your character wasn't a lead role, your character had a line at least, this is where it's probably going to be in the umbrella of supporting role. Some experts say to label all the roles that aren't lead, but you still have lines to say as supporting roles. Other experts say that you should say like the middle sort of importance is going to be a supporting role, and then like the least importance is going to be like principal role. You have like 1 or 2 lines. It's like a very, very tiny role. So different experts say different things. What I do is I just put lead and I just put supporting because like, that really simplifies everything because no one's really scrutinizing your films to see whether or not you were a supporting versus lead. As long as you don't lie about it. Like I don't lie about the experience that I've had. If I was a lead, I was a lead. If I wasn't a lead, I was a supporting role. But I don't really try to get caught up in those details because I don't want to make it confusing for any casting director to be like, oh, it's a principal role. What does that mean? Like I don't want to do that. So that's what I do. Ask your mentor, ask your acting teacher, ask someone who's had experience in the industry. What do they do? Ask someone that you trust who is experienced. That is just personally what I do. On the right, you're going to put either the name of the director, the name of the production company. If you did the film with like a college, if it was like a college film, you're going to put the name of the college on the very, very right. So for the right column, what you do in this section is you basically just put what's the most recognizable. So for example, if you're doing a film with ABC, you're going to put ABC. You're not going to put the director. You're going to put ABC because that's the production company. That's who produced the movie. And it's also the most recognizable. People will see ABC and they'll go, aha, I know what that is. That's a very well-known, well-paying company. Like if the name of the production company is that recognizable, sometimes I'll put both. Sometimes I'll put the name of production company and the name of the person because sometimes it's either one can be recognizable. But if it's a student film done with a college or something like that, put the name of the college on there. For TV, it's a little bit different. For film, it's like lead slash supporting, and then you're gonna put the name of the production company. For film, you're gonna put the name of the project on the left, like we said before, but when you talk about your character in the middle column, it'll either be series regular, you know, like someone who's in every episode, reoccurring, someone who's every other episode or something like that, reoccurring guest star, reoccurring co-star, etc, etc. And for TV, you'll kind of know who you are, and even for film too, because the director or the writer or the person who creates the script breakdown will tell you like the importance of the role when they list it, so you can know. You'll probably know, but don't put the name of the character for the TV show. Just put recurring guest star, recurring co-star, series regular, that kind of thing. And again, when it comes to the very right column, it should be the director, production company, or the network, whichever one is the most recognizable, whichever one's gonna make people go, aha, I know what that is. I think that's super cool. That's great. That is exactly the one that you're gonna be putting on the right column. So for training, it's different. Once again, for training, the first column, the very, very left column, is going to be the class that you took. So for example, let's say you took an acting for film and television class. That's the name of the class. That's what is being taught in that class. You're going to put that on the left. If it's a workshop, you put blah, 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 workshop. That's what you're going to say. The middle column is going to be who you took it with. Who was the teacher? So put the name of the person in the middle column, and in the very, very right, it's going to be the name of the school that you took it with. So for example, I take, I guess, acting for film and television. So I put that on the very, very left column. I think it's like an ongoing class. I kind of put that there too. And in the middle, I would put, their names are Kelsey and Elizabeth Schreier, so I put that in the middle. And on the very, very right, I put the name of the school, which is called Creative Actors Studio. That's how I would list it. It's very, very important though that you don't list the dates that you took it, because maybe you took the class like 2-3 years ago. You don't want the cast director to think, oh, well, they don't know what they're doing anymore. This is outdated. You don't want them to know that. You just need to know that you took the class. So do yourself a favor, don't put the dates on there. Just put that information and then you'll be good. Also, don't list the cities that you trained it in. Just put on the left the name of the class, on the middle the name of the people, and on the right the name of the place. Okay, and for the last column is special skills, and you're not going to put it in a column like you've seen the others. It's just going to be like lines basically, and I'm going to show you guys in the examples. Click the examples below. Also, while you're down there, subscribe. Let me know if you're going to use these templates that I'm like giving you guys, because they're super duper helpful. So the next special section is going to be special skills, which I think is super duper handy, especially for commercials, which is what I've learned, is that it's little things that you do that set you apart from everyone else. That gives the cast director an extra added bonus of why they should cast you, because these are things that you can do. They don't have to teach you or train you to do. You can just do it. So these aren't just like little mundane details like, oh, I like the color purple. No, these are things that are very, very useful, especially for film. So things that you can use your film, your hobbies, like for example, if you can juggle or if you can dance, or like for me, I can do martial arts, do competitive swimming, do tennis, do fencing, speak in an accent very fluently, do a cartwheel, do a handstand. All of these are super, super duper good things to put on the special skills section of your resume. So to recap, finally, once again, at the top is going to be your name, under that your union status, under that your contact information, under that your headers in bold, and don't put a header on there if you're not experienced in that area. The left is going to be for the project name, the middle is going to be for the character role / type, and the right is going to be for the director, production company. For training, the left is going to be for the name of the class, the middle is going to be for who you took it with, and the right is going to be for the school name. Your special skills are just like important skills about you that casting directors should know that you do. Okay, so now it's time for thumbnail. And that is it. Those are all the steps to creating your acting resume without any experience or little to no experience. I hope this video was helpful. I spent so much time researching to make sure it was super helpful for you, to break it really down so you guys can get it. But if you have any more questions, please message me, leave me a comment, follow my social media. They're all linked below. I'm literally always online. I'm always on Snapchat, I'm always on Instagram. So just like shoot me a message and ask if you have something you want to clarify, if you want me to see your resume, if you want me to look it over. Please send it to me. I am here. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you don't like it, leave me a comment, share this with someone that you think this video would be beneficial for, someone else who wants to create their own resume, and tell me below, are you guys going to create a resume after this? And if so, what kind of projects would you like to see yourself in? I hope you guys have an amazing day, have an amazing week. Go after your acting dreams. You guys are all so amazing, so sweet, and I believe in you guys the utmost. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao!